This guy is real, but he's running AI. I mean, he's not real. He's not real. What am I saying? I'm getting crazy now. None of these people are real, bro.
CS2's bot problem is getting really bizarre. So bizarre that the biggest creator in the game, Ohne, is calling attention to it. And while this isn't a new issue by any means, these bots and bot farms are getting more sophisticated, actively trying to hide the fact that they aren't real to anyone who might be trying to investigate them. So the questions are, why do they do this? Have their goals changed? And what is Valve going to do to stop them?
Before we get into today's story, I'd like to thank Cash App. Cash App isn't just changing the game when it comes to your personal finance, they're also sponsoring our newest season of The Story Of. With the Cash App card, you can design your own debit card, get exclusive discounts on everything from video games to coffee, and they don't bother you with anything annoying like monthly minimums or random fees. Cash App also makes sure that your money stays your money, with no fee overdraft coverage up to $200 if you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and spend with your Cash App card. The bottom line here is that Cash App's got your back. Download Cash App today using the link in the description and get started. Now, let's get back into the video.
Okay, so as I said, bots have been an issue in Counter-Strike long before CS2 even existed as a thought in our brains. And I've done videos about them since 2023. But for anyone out of the loop, when I say bots, I'm not talking about Valve's AI teammates or enemies that fill up empty slots. I mean bots running on real Steam accounts that look human but are actually controlled by scripts or AI. Their purpose is to farm XP for service medals, or more commonly, to farm cases from weekly drops that can be later resold. And to protect their operation, they'll instantly kick any real player who joins the servers they take over. Now, these bot accounts don't show up in Premier or standard matchmaking, only in modes like Deathmatch and Arms Race, but that's still not good. And back when I covered this issue in CSGO, things were bad. Flying Scoutsman was basically unplayable even in North America because you'd get instantly kicked by bots every time you joined. And it didn't take very long for CS2 to hit that same point. In May of last year, I covered footage of physical bot farms in China, literal offices of PCs running these farming services that people could pay for. And according to GameFollower, this could actually be a lucrative business, with one provider claiming to have generated their customers over $600,000 cumulatively in just 1 month. The point is, the entire operation was bigger and more sophisticated than most people realized. And in certain regions, modes like Deathmatch and Arms Race were literally becoming unplayable, like the experience I had back in 2023 with CSGO. However, Valve wasn't sitting on their hands doing nothing, from manually banning these bots to large-scale takedowns that hit hundreds of thousands of these accounts. But despite their efforts, things have taken a turn for the worse. Or for the weird. Over the weekend, clips from Ohne's stream started to go viral of him showing the current state of these bot servers. And it's insane.
I look at this guy, I go to Supreme, he stops moving. I go to this guy, I go to Supreme, he stops moving. I go to this guy, I go to Supreme, he stops moving. Did you see what's going on?
The setup was the same. You join a DM server full of these bots, and you pick a team just to get instantly kicked. But when Ohne joined as a spectator to watch the bots in action, he noticed something strange. Some bots moved how you would expect. Some followed basic preset paths, but others froze the moment he started spectating them. Switch away and they move again, but switch back and they stop. Now, I've run into plenty of bot farms before. I've seen the janky movement and shitty aimbot, but I've never seen this behavior before. Last night during prime time, I had no issues joining any DM map pool, but I figured bot farms would pull this kind of stuff off during off-peak hours. So I tried again this morning. I first tried Italy Office, the same pool Ohne tested. The server I got was full of bots and I got instantly vote kicked and couldn't rejoin. I tried the community map pool, but no one was playing. Just me and standard Valve bots. Then I hopped into Train. I assumed that that map pool was going to be populated enough to avoid these bot farms, but apparently not in the morning. I joined as a spectator and sure enough, there were the usual fake players with weird movement and aim assist, but there were also these strange bots that froze the moment I spectated them. So these bots do exist, and it's weird as hell, but it raises one big question. Why? We know why bot farms exist in the first place, but why freeze when spectated? If the goal was to hide, it actually makes them even more obvious. Well, my theory is that they're not hiding from humans. They're hiding from Valve. Valve does manual ban waves, but bot farms are just too large to handle one by one. So a lot of big wipes are clearly automated, similar to how VAC uses AI to detect cheats. And since VAC isn't kernel, it uses AI-based detection built off of identifying suspicious movement, aim patterns, or inputs. But if a player isn't moving, there's nothing to analyze. If that's what these bots are doing, then it's actually pretty clever in its simplicity. Though some people have suggested online that these bots aren't just farming cases anymore, but that they're being used to train AI cheats. And while I think that's possible, I still think my detection avoidance theory makes a little bit more sense given the history. Now, honestly, bots showing up in a DM at 6 in the morning is honestly best case scenario compared to what CSGO turned into and, of course, Team Fortress 2. But it's still not good. At the end of CSGO's life, certain modes were completely unplayable, and things can get out of hand fast if Valve doesn't stay on top of this. So hopefully they don't just sweep it all under the rug because it's only DM. Anyway, that's it for now on this weird story. But I have a feeling things are going to get worse before they get better, so stay tuned. In the meantime, let me know if you've run into any of these bot farms yourself, and more importantly, if you've seen anything even more bizarre. Like, imagine these AI actually get sophisticated enough to farm these cases, but like, you don't know. It's like, they're not good, they're not bad, they're like just average players, and they're even talking. They're using like AI voice and talking to each other.